Let's take a look at the Maple Hill Red layout and specifically the possible ace run holes. I think there's about 10 holes where you can consider running the ace on, and I'm going to try to identify them as either a low, medium, or high risk. And of course, that's very subjective based on my opinion. And of course, the wind can have a big influence on that too. But I'll give you my best guess as to what I think the risk is on them. Hole one, I'm going to call this a low risk ace run. With this line, the backhand line, if you do miss the basket, it usually ends up in this area to the left, which is an open look. The forehand can leave you stuck in those trees, which can be trouble. Hole four, I'm going to call this one a high risk. I take the fuse just short of the top of the second Wi-Fi band. But if you miss the basket, end up in those shrubs behind, they're very difficult to get out of. Hole five, I think the risk here is obviously hitting a early tree and taking a par. The green is pretty friendly, and you do want to slide right if you didn't catch that, open that gap up a little bit. Hole nine, I'm saying medium risk because of the green obviously slopes down to the water. You want to pull down to the bottom of the second Wi-Fi band with the fuse. But yeah, if you miss the basket here, there's a couple things that'll stop you, but there's some gaps too, so you got to watch out for that. Hole 10, another medium risk one. You can run it with the glide roll rive here, but if you go, too long past the basket, there are some gaps in that fence that you can get through, and then you're in the trees, and that's trouble. Hole 11, very low risk with this high hyzer shot, the forehand. I think I'm going to probably be running this one a lot. There might be some adverse winds where might make it a little trickier, but I think it's worth a shot just about in every wind, probably. Hole 12, I'm going to say this is a medium risk, primarily due to some early trees you can catch, but the green can also be treacherous. You can overshoot it, and there's trees you get stuck behind. But I think also, because it's a longer hole, adverse winds can elevate the risk pretty quickly on this one. Hole 13, low risk, I would say. The big thing here is the sloping green. And with the accurate windbreak fuse, come down to the top is just about the middle of that second Wi-Fi band. But as long as your disc doesn't stand up and roll down the hill, I think you're usually pretty safe with this one. Hole 16, medium risk. The big thing here is getting caught in the shrubs behind the basket, and they can be tough to get out of, tough to get a look at. But I'm still going to say medium risk, but it could easily probably be high also. Hole 17, low risk. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't run this one every time, as a matter of fact. Although my practice has been a little limited, but accurate windbreak fuse, somewhere about 230 actually on the distance. But looks like a pretty safe ace run to me. All right, as you can see, there are a lot of potential ace runs in the Maple Hill Red layout. And I think going forward, as more and more players start to dial these ace lines in, I think you're going to see them become consistent scoring separators in multiplayer. So get in there and practice your lines. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. And as always, we'll see you around the valley.